Hey, it's Shane Willis, the Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode of 5 Minutes in Real Estate. Today's topic is this: a buyer in hand is worth two in the bush. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show.
Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
All right, so we've been talking a lot about how it's a seller's market for a lot of different price points. I want to say earlier this week, we were even talking about how certain price points are at a month's worth of inventory, so it's definitely a seller's market. But I wanted to clarify some things because there's this misconception that comes with a seller's market that says that you cannot, or you can make buyers jump through all kinds of hoops because it's a seller's market. You need to understand that just because your price point is a seller's market doesn't mean that you don't want to try and cooperate with a buyer. A buyer may have some demands, and those demands may need to be met in order to move forward. Now, I've got some clients that cross their arms and go, hey, it's a seller's market, stuff selling at 98 to 99% of value, so this 97.8% of what we asked for it is not good enough. I'm not going to take that, we're going to go up to 98. Okay, if you want to, but realize and remember as a seller, longer a property sits on the market, the conception or perception is probably the better word to use there. The perception that something's wrong continues to grow. Property sits on the market for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. What's wrong with the property? Why is it on the market that long, especially if there's only 1 or 2 months worth of inventory? What's wrong? Is the price wrong? Is the seller not willing to negotiate? Because you still need to negotiate in a real estate transaction. I'll give you some examples, some stuff I'm facing right now. I have a property right now. It's in Santa Rosa County. We have it under contract. Come to find out, the septic lines had a couple of roots go through, the drain lines had a couple of roots grow through them. So they need to be replaced. Well, we have a contract that says, me as a seller, because it happens to be a property that I'm rehabbing and reselling myself, that I wouldn't spend any more than $500 on repairs. Obviously, replacing drain lines, we got the quote, it came in right under $3,000. Now, the buyers knew that they had already negotiated a $500 max, but also knew this needed to be replaced. This is one of the things that's going to affect an appraisal. It's going to affect underwriting. They may not be able to get the loan, they may not qualify. So I have a decision now as a seller. Now remember, it's a seller's market at this price point because the sales price is like $160 or something. But I have a decision as a seller. Do I want to go, nope, it's a great market out there right now, I'm not spending that type of money. Let the contract go and start over and risk continuing to be on the market for a while. Or two, start to negotiate with them. Now since the buyer's agent and the buyer knew, hey, that we'd negotiate $500 as the max, we kind of came to an agreement that, okay, tell you what, I'll take it up to the $500 max. The extra $2,500, we're going to split. Am I spending $1,250 more than I thought I would? Yes. Is it worth it to go ahead and help that buyer in hand get what they need to get done? Absolutely. I'll give you another example. It's a different property that I have that I'm selling, again, in Santa Rosa County, about the same price point, about $160. The WDO report came back. For those of you who don't know WDO is wood destroying organisms. It's a termite report. But a termite report also comes up with wood rot. I've been surprised lately that some of the WDO reports have been talking about a slight bit of wood rot on the platform inside of the AC closet. Okay, so he said, well, there's some wood rot there. Again, I had negotiated a $500 limit on repairs. Well, to replace that wood requires you to take the air conditioning unit out, replace the wood, and then put the air conditioning unit back in. That cost more than $500. Did I ask him to split like I did with the septic tank? No, because it wound up costing me like $750. And I know a bird in the hand, or in our case, a buyer in hand, is better than two in the bush. So don't get confused with it being a seller's market and that giving you as a seller the right to not negotiate. And if you're a buyer, don't let it confuse you that you don't have the right to negotiate some. Now, don't get unrealistic. Something's, at $200,000 and it's a seller's market. Don't offer 150. You're probably not going to get it. Okay? I say probably. There's some crazy stuff that happens, but you're probably not going to get that. But understand, it's still a negotiation. The two of you are still trying to help the transaction move forward. That's all I got for you today. If you have not subscribed to our email list, head over to 5 Minutes in Real Estate. Again, that's all spelled out. FIVE, 5 Minutes in Real Estate.com. Make sure you get yourself subscribed. I send out daily emails with some graphs. I also send out some bonus material. Also, make sure you give us a like and subscribe to our podcast here. We are on iTunes, still working on getting Google Play and Stitcher up and running. I will make sure I let you know when those are there. And the final request I have for you is share the podcast. If you find value in the podcast, share it with someone. That's all I got. We'll talk to you next time.